Welcome to the second lecture, dear aspiring flying officers. AFCAT integrated preparation series we are discussing. In the previous lecture, we have discussed sources of Indian Constitution and the 5 writs in our Indian Constitution. 5 writs: habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, and quo warranto. Now you know there are 100 questions in AFCAT. The total time given is 2 hours. Each question, each testing area has 25 questions. English 25, general knowledge 25, quantitative aptitude 25, reasoning 25. Correct answer will fetch you 3 marks. Wrong answer 1 minus mark. Okay. Now in this lecture, let us discuss idioms and phrases and close test in English area, and in reasoning series, analogies, coding and decoding. And in quantitative aptitude, ratio, proportion, and time and work. And at the end of the discussion, let us take up one integrated practice test. The secret of success in any examination is practice, practice, practice. Practice as much as possible. With practice, your skill set will increase and you will be able to score maximum marks. And that is the reason why we are going to have an integrated practice test in each and every lecture. In this integrated practice test, there are going to be 20 questions each. That is 5 questions from English, 5 from reasoning, 5 from quantitative aptitude, and 5 from general knowledge. And to increase preparation skill, that is strategy to tackle the questions in the examination, the questions in this integrated practice test, they are not segregated into sections. That is English 5 questions, reasoning 5 questions, not like this, but all mixed. After one question from reasoning, you might get one question from quantitative aptitude, and after that immediately you might get a English question, and after that you might get a question from general knowledge, right? This way of preparation is to eliminate getting surprised at seeing a new question or a new type of question. Okay. So let us start with our English section, idioms and phrases. Now, what are idioms? These are expressions essentially, right? And the sentence conveys something, whereas the entire sentence has a hidden meaning. That is, the words they do not convey what they mean. This is idiom. Whereas phrase is a small group of words, and in phrase, the words they mean what their actual meaning is. So let us take up the first example. To steal someone's thunder. Now, the hidden meaning of thunder is a skill set. or expertise. That is someone's thunder. What do we mean by someone's thunder? Right? It is his skill set. Say, if you take Rahul Dravid, cricketer, he is known as the wall. Right? So, what do we mean by that? The wall. Right? Once he comes to bat, he stays there for a long time. He tries to provide stability to the batting order, and in this process, he tries to add on many runs in the innings. Right? So, to steal someone's thunder is to take credit for something someone else has done the hard work. You have not done it, somebody else has done it, and you are claiming credit for that. The next example is dark horse. Most of you might be knowing about this dark horse. What is the actual meaning of dark horse? It is either the color of the horse is dark. It could be black or deep red, something like that. Right? But that is not the meaning conveyed. Here the meaning is that this particular person or animal or whatever it is a less known, or even the concept. It is a less known concept or unknown, undiscovered till now, but suddenly it has gained prominence. Right? Like some cricketer, some batsman, right? His very first match, he scores a century. Or in his very first match, he gives very less runs and scores more than, takes more than 5 wickets. Right? Something such that. Right? So this is the meaning of dark horse. And the answer is one who was previously unknown and is now prominent. Next example, once the case reached the court, the police washed their hands off it. This is a PYQ. Right. Now, the hidden meaning of washing hands off is that the police are no more interested in taking up the work and left it there. Hence, the answer is police have dissociated themselves from the case. Next example, flying off the handle. Suddenly, Ramesh flew off the handle. Here, flying off the handle is start behaving differently. Suddenly, start behaving differently. Till then, that person is calm and quiet, but suddenly start shouting. That is, get angry suddenly, shout and misbehave. So the correct answer is losing one's temper suddenly. And another type of this questions on idioms and phrases is the situation is described and we are asked to find out one appropriate idiom from the given list of 4 idioms. Right. So here in example number 4, the situation is parents pay an extremely high price for their children's education. Now the correct idiom for this is pay through their nose. Right. Extremely high price. Paying extremely high price is in idiomatic way, it is known as paying through one's nose. Next example is getting into hot water. Right. The hot water here is uncomfortable situation. The question is, Rahul, the HR manager, started discussing the wage revision issue with both the competing labor unions but realize that he is in a difficult situation of convincing intransigent leaders. The word intransigent is the biggest clue. Intransigence means unwilling to compromise. So here what happened, Rahul is unable to make any progress with the stubborn stand taken by the union leader. नहीं, हमें इतना सैलरी चाहिए, उससे कम 1 रुपए भी हम लेने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. This is the intransigence. So with this, Rahul got into hot water. After discussing these few idioms, let us understand another type of question in English section, that is close test. In close test, you have a passage of some 5-6 lines, and there are some 4 or 5 blanks in between the sentences, and you are expected to understand the theme of the passage and pick up the right words to fill in those blanks. So what is the strategy to solve close test? You read the entire passage, you understand what the passage is trying to convey, and then attempt answering the fill in the blanks. Okay, so here let us take up one question, one example. I hereby declare that the dash made in this form is true to the best of my knowledge and belief. In case of any incorrect information, my dash is liable to be cancelled. Right? First question. I hereby declare that the dash made in this form. What do we make in any application form? Statements. Right? I hereby declare that the statements made in this form is true. Right? Now, if you say statements, it may not be correct because subject is statements and the verb is. Right? The verb is for singular subject, not for plural. Right? So if statements word is to be put in the blank, then are should have been there instead of is. So the correct word here should be statement. I hereby declare that the statement made in this form is true. If you say statements, then the sentence should be I hereby declare that the statements made in this form are true. Right? So here subject verb agreement is the main point. Next, in case of any incorrect information, my dash is liable to be cancelled. Okay, what will be cancelled? Okay, what for we are giving this statement? Because we are appearing at an examination, right? In an examination, what we are giving? Our candidature. The examiner is examining our candidature. Okay, so the correct option here should be candidature. Right? Now, why other options are wrong? Selection. My selection is liable to be cancelled. Usually, selection, right, based on incorrect information will be put on hold. And appointment, option B. Appointment is liable to be cancelled. Again, appointment is also, if there is some incorrect information, right, some investigation will take place. Okay, and then option D, responsibility. my responsibility is liable to be cancelled. The word responsibility will not make any sense here. Right. Next, let us take up another example. Right. Here there are 10 fill in the, 5 fill in the blanks. I advise you to take a 5 minutes pause. For each question, 1 minute, 5 minutes. Take a 5 minutes pause of this video and try to solve it on your own. Only when you try to solve it on your own, you will be able to understand the subject well and your preparation will be that much more effective. Please do not look to the solutions immediately without understanding how to solve the question or without solving the question. So please take a pause and try to solve the 5 questions on your own. Okay. I hope you have made a sincere attempt. Right. Now let us take the first question, that is example 8. Yet there is a dash consistent acceptance of the risks of poorly regulated something. Right. Now there is a dash consistent acceptance of the risks a poorly regulated crypto dash poses to law enforcement and financial stability. Right. After reading the entire passage, we'll come to know that India and some other countries like US and other countries are also trying to tackle the issue of cryptocurrencies. So for that, they are coming up with some regulation, something like that. Okay. So that means most of the countries are trying to regulate the crypto, and so there is a good amount of acceptance of the risks, right? So instead of good, here we have got the word fairly. Exceptionally is not correct. No is also not correct. Unanimous is a antonym here, because from the passage you understand that some country is trying to take up regulations on its own. So the correct answer here is fairly. Next question. Crypto dash poses to law enforcement and financial stability. Okay. Now, as soon as crypto is there, we tend to put the word currency with that. Right. Here it is not correct. Right. What it is, the passage is discussing something about the markets. You see the last sentence. These could alter market access. Okay. So it is not a currency, but it should be market. Okay. Regulate crypto market. Okay. The regulator will not be trying to control a single thing. The entire collection of that thing, entire collection of a thing is market. So the correct option is market. Next question. Question number 10. India has been calling global attention to the futility of dash regulation of digital assets. Okay. So we understood from the entire passage until now also we are discussing each country is taking a decision on its own. Right. Taking a decision on its own is known as unilateral decision making. So the correct word here should be unilateral. Next question. Question number 11. International financial markets. Okay. Rules framed in the US, the world's largest source of dash. International financial markets, they deal with capital. Okay. So the correct word here should be capital. International, I'm sorry, rules framed in the US, the world's largest source of capital, have a disproportionate effect. Next question is, these could alter market access, regulate the pace of innovation, and affect the dash business. Okay. So what is the correct word to be filled in here? Now what the sentence is saying, these could alter market access. And in the previous sentence, capital is being mentioned, right? So market access to capital is being altered, that is changed, right? Then what happens? That is, market access is changed. What happens? Your the amount of capital you can raise is less. That is, the interest rates, they increase. When interest rates increase, doing the business, the cost of getting the capital will increase. Okay. So the correct word should be, these could alter market access, regulate the pace of innovation, and affect the cost of doing business. So option C is correct. Right. So till now we have discussed the two types of English section questions. That is idioms and phrases and cloze test. Now let us take up a reasoning section. In reasoning section, let us start discussing series. Right. What is a series? Right. Series is you take the example of our alphabets. A, I, U, U, A, I, O. Right. This is a series. Take up English alphabets. A, B, C, D, E up to Z. This is a series. Same way, take up numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is a series. Right. In the same way, you drop one digit in between. That is, after 1, you drop the digit. That is, you drop 2, you drop 4, you drop 6. Then the series will be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Right. So there is a certain rule with which the series progresses. Okay. So this particular logic or rule we have to find out, and then we will get the answer. Okay. So let us start with a very simple and basic example. We have got a series 2, 4, 6, 8 dash 12, 14. Right. Now what should come there in the question mark? 2 and 4 difference is 2. 4 and 6 difference is 2. 6 and 8 difference is 2. So same way, the difference between 8 and the next one should be 2. So 8 plus 2 is 10. Now 10 plus 2 is 12. Right? So our series, we have identified that 2 is the difference. That is the series. So that is correct. Next question. This is also very basic, very simple. Why this simple examples I am introducing is to make the series concept very easy for you to understand, right? And do away whatever fear you have in tackling series questions, right? So here the series is 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, right? This is a simple example, simple series, right? What is 1? It is 1 square. What is 4? It is 2 square. What is 9? It is 3 square. Right? So simply wherever you find question marks, it means that it is the next square of that number. 25 is the square of 5. So next should be square of 6, square of 7, square of 8. So the number should be there 36, 49, 64. Next, let us take up one actual AFCAT question. Now, here, what I request you is please take a minute pause, understand what the examiner is asking you, and arrive at the correct answer. Please take a minute pause. Okay. Here, what is the series? 14, 19, 29, 49, 89. Right. Now, let us try to find out the difference between each pair. Okay. First, let us take up 14 and 19. Now, 19 and 14. What is the difference? It is number. It is 5. 19 minus 14 is 5. That means a gap of an amount of 5 is added to 14, and now we have got 19. Now from 19 the next digit is jumping to 29. So what is the difference? 29 and minus 19 is 10. 10 is the difference. What is this 10? It is double of previous difference 5. So every next digit is having a addition of a double of the previous difference. So in between, what should be the difference? 5, 10, 20, 40, 80, 160, 320, so on and so forth. Okay. So between fourth and third term, it is double of again previous term, that is 20. 2 into 10, 20. Again between fifth and fourth term, it is double of previous difference. 2 into 20, 40. So after 89, what should come? 2 into 40, 80. 80 should be added to 89. So the answer is 169, option D. Next question. Here also, please take a minute pause. Try to solve it on your own. Okay. The series is 5, 21, 69, 213, 645, right? So first of all, let us find out what is the difference between 5 and 21. It is 16. Okay. Now, next, if you add 16 to 21, it will be 37, but that is not the number. There, it is 69. So what is the difference between 69 and 21? We got 48. Now, what is this 48? It is a thrice previous difference, right? So what is the series here? 3 times previous difference is being added to each succeeding digit. Each succeeding term, right? So after 69, what should appear? The 3 times its previous difference. Okay. So 3 into 48, 144. So add 144 to 69, you will get 213. Again 3 into 144, add 432 to 213, you will get 645. Right. So here after 645, what should be the term? 3 into 432. So add 1296 to 645, you will get the correct answer. Now let us take up another variant of this series. Okay. So here instead of in a linear form, that is one after other, here these numbers are placed in a grid. Okay, obviously they will follow some concept, some logic. So let us find out that logic and try to put the correct number in the question mark, in place of the question mark. Observe what are the numbers in the first grid: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So from this, what we can say is it is a clockwise series: 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last number in the series is being placed in the central cell. Okay. So this is the logic we are getting from the first grid. Let us check whether the same logic is holding in the second grid. 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last number 10 is in the central cell. Yes. Right. So the logic is last number is being placed in the central cell. So let us see. The third grid, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as per the logic, the last digit 11 should be there. So the answer is 11. So every question or every example, please take a minute pause. Please pause the video. Try to solve it on your own and then only look at the solution. So let us take up the next question. Check this and find out what should appear in the place of question mark. Take a minute pause. Try to solve it on your own. Okay. So try to understand the first grid series. We have got 110. If you check anti-clockwise, it is 110, 7, 4. If you check anti-clockwise, 1, 4, 7, 10. Right. So here something like the series is 1, 4, 7, 10. And in the central cell, there is a number which is just one more than the highest number in the series. 1, 4, 7, 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. Second grid. Highest number is 15. And number 21 is placed in the central cell. What is the difference between 21 and 15? It is 6. Okay. So the first digit is being added to the last digit. And the sum is being placed in the central cell. That is the series here. First grid, if you see, the first digit is 1 and last digit is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. Second grid, first digit is 6, last digit is 15. 15 plus 6 is 21. So in the question mark, what should appear? Last digit 11 plus first digit 7. 11 plus 7, 18. So that should be the answer. Next question, actual question, previous year question from 2024 AFCAT. Try to solve it on your own. Take a minute pause. Okay. So let us check what is the series in the first grid. We have got number 7, 3, 4, 5. Right. So it is something like this. You add opposite cell numbers. That is 7 plus 4 will give you 11. And another opposite number 3 and 5, they will give you 8. 8 into 11 is 88. That is, we are trying to factorize 88 and then match it with the numbers or the sum. in the cells. So 7 plus 4 is 11. 3 plus 5 is 8. 11 into 8 is 88. Let us check whether this is the logic followed in the second grid also. Here, second grid, 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. 8 into 13 is 104. Right? So we got the series, that is, you add the opposite cell numbers and multiply them. So in the third grid, 9 plus 7 is 16. 6 plus 4 is 10. 16 into 10 is 160. So option B, 160 is the correct answer. Next, please take a minute pause and try to answer the question on your own. Okay. First grid, what is the series? It is something, what is there in the central cell? It is 31. Okay. 31. How do you get, try to factorize it. Now the surrounding cell numbers are 1, 3, 2, 5. If you multiply them, 1, 3, 2, 5, 1 into 3 is 3, 3 into 2, 6, 6 into 5 is 30. 30, and then in the central cell 31. That is the multiplication and plus 1, 31. Okay. So let us see whether this is the series in the second grid also. So multiplication of 6, 4, 2, 3. 6 into 4 into 2 into 3. That will give us 144. And add 1 to it, 145. Yes. So multiply the numbers, add 1 and place it in the central cell. That is the logic. So in the third grid, 7 into 2 into 1 into 5. And add 1. 70 plus 1 is 71. That is the correct answer. Now, after understanding the series in the reasoning section, let us take up another new one, analogies. Okay. Analogies is, it is essentially the logical relationship between two things or two words or two phrases or two concepts. Right. So any two concepts which can be related together, they are called analogy. And in this analogy, we have to have good amount of vocabulary. That is, we should be able to find out the answer, meanings of those words, synonyms and antonyms, and then establish the logic or the relation between these two. So in AFCAT questions, first there are two groups of two words are mentioned. We have to find out what is the relationship between these two words, and we have to find out the same type of relation between the words from the given options. So any two concepts which could be related, they form analogy. And in the previous AFCAT questions, so what are the logics tested? Articles made by workers, quotes, subjects and specialists, parent and child relationship, diseases and what are the vitamins, human body and parts, right? So now let us try to solve some concept builder questions, that is examples, and some actual previous year questions. Now to do that, first let us try to discuss some of the concepts like singular, plural, or a group of certain things, what it is called, right? For example, you have got sailors, right? Sailors, group of sailors is called crew. Same way, group of soldiers is called army, and it is also called regiment. A group of people is called crowd, right? And if this crowd, if it is a violent or noisy, shouting, uncontrolled, then this crowd is called a mob. Next, a party of friends, a line of kings, a team of players, a bevy of a large group of similar people, a patrol of police, or you say a police patrol, a body of men, a choir of singers, a company of actors, board of directors, band of musicians. And when you have got several monkeys together, it is called a troop of monkeys. Several scouts together, you will call them troop of scouts. Next, colony of ants. If you have several horses, it is called a stud of horses. If you have several puppies, that is little dogs, it is called a litter of dogs. Little lions, that is cups, it is called litter of cups. Then brood of chicken, a murder of crows, a caravan of camels, a pride of lions, a plague of locusts, an ambush of tigers. Then a catch of fish, a pit of snakes, a tower of giraffes, a flock of birds, and a sty of pigs. Right? Now let us take up some PYQs and examples. This is the question which appeared in 2024 AFCAT. Pig is related to sty. In the same way, from these alternatives, find out the correct pair of words. Now here, first try to establish what is the relation between pig and sty. Right? A place where pigs are there or a group of pigs is called sty. So try to find out the animal and the place where it stays. Okay, here cow kennel. Cow kennel is wrong because a group of cows, right, they are kept in a byre, byre, byre. And a group of dogs where they are found is known as kennel, a kennel of dogs, a dog's kennel, right? And eagles, they live in nests, not in igloos. So the correct answer is, as we have already discussed in the previous slides, a group of horses, they are found in a stable. Where the horses are put, it is known as stable. Okay, so the correct option is horse stable. Next, after discussing these analogies, let us take up another reasoning type of question, that is coding and decoding. A word is given, it is coded in certain manner, and to help us to establish that certain rule or logic, we are given another word, right? And we are asked to find out how it can be coded. So here abuse is coded as YZWQC. Paper is written as NYRCP. How will you code CLINT? Please take a minute pause and try to answer it, solve it. Okay. So let us see how abuse is coded. YZWQC. A and Y. So when will you get Y? If you go back 2 letters from A. So A minus 2 letters is Y, and you have B and Z. B minus 2 letters is Z. Now U and W. Here, when will you get W? After adding 2 letters. U, V, W. So U plus 2 is W. Then again, S minus 2. If you reduce 2 letters, you will get Q. And then last letter E. E minus 2 is C. E minus 2 letters C. Same way, let us check whether paper is coded. P minus 2 letters N. A minus 2 letters Y. P plus 2 letters R. E minus 2 letters C. R minus 2 letters P. Right? NYRCP. Yeah. Okay. So this is the logic. Now let us apply the same logic for the word Clint. CLINT. C minus 2 letters A. L minus 2 letters J. I plus 2 letters K. N minus 2 letters L. T minus 2 letters R. A, J, K, L, R. Right? So the correct option is option D. A, J, K, L, R. So the next question, again, this is from AFCAT 2023. Please try to solve it on your own. Take a minute, pause. Okay, let us see how LAND, land is coded. L, no addition, same L appears there. So L plus 0 letters L. A plus 1 letter B. N plus 2 letters P. D plus 3 letters G. Next, gene. Let us see how gene is coded. Let us apply same logic. J minus 0 or J plus 0, L, J. E plus 1, F. A plus 2 letters C. N plus 3 letters Q. J, F, C, Q. Right? So the series we have established. Now let us apply the same series or same logic to the word year. YEAR. Okay, so let us see. Y plus 0 letters, again we get letter Y. E plus 1 letter F. A plus 2 letters C. R plus 3 letters U. Y, F, C, U. So that is the correct option. This question also, almost the same logic. Understand the question and try to answer it on your own. Take a minute, pause. Okay. So the word soldier is coded as JFSCRNK. Right. Now, this is a 7-letter word. Usually, with odd lettered word, what the examiner does is he keeps the central letter usually as it is, or he increases or decreases, then changes the left and right group. So, first of all, let us separate it. You write it as SOL one group, then the central letter D, then the letter group of letter IER. Next, you interchange them. Bring IER before D and put SOL after D. Now you observe what is happening. J is after I. So same way after E, F should be there. Yes, it is there. So after R, S should be there. Yes, it is there. So JFS. Now next one, SOL. For SOL, what is happening? R and K is there. So where is the letter R? It is before S. So here he is reducing one letter. So instead of SOL, he is writing RNK. So that is the logic. So let us put the same logic for genius. So here we have got, let us put the central letter I as it is. Put GN and OUS. Then interchange OUS and GN. And now increase one each. O after O, P. After U, V. After S, T. And reduce the central letter I by 1. So you get H and then GEN. Reduce them by 1. GEN. Before G, F is there. Before E, D is there. Before N, M is there. So we get PVTHFDM. So that is the correct option. Option C. Right? After discussing these three types of reasoning, let us now start a quantitative aptitude ratio proportion. So what is a ratio? It is simply how much one is contained in the next one. How much one is in another. That is called ratio. Take one example. 8 and 40, two numbers. Now in 40, 88 is represented 5 times. So the ratio is 1:5. Take the example of 5 and 25. 5 is present 5 times in 25. So 1:25. Same way, take 10 and 50. 10 is there 5 times in 50. Okay. So this is the ratio. And application of this ratio and proportion in our AFCAT questions is mainly in doing business, bringing in capital, sharing the profits or losses, or sharing or distributing the profits. Okay. Here the bringing capital, let us understand. Suppose two people, A and B, started a business with 100 rupees each. And after 1 year, they are distributing the profits or losses. So for 1 year, they brought 100 rupees each. So the capital is 100 to 100. That is 1:1 ratio. Now, for example, if two person P and Q brought 100 rupees and 200 rupees each, so at the end of the year, the ratio is 1:2, 100 to 200. So if it is 500 to 2000 rupees, X brought 500 rupees, Y brought 2000. So the ratio is 1:4, right? So that is the ratio. And the first concept is at the end of the period, that is 1 year or 6 months or whatever is, the profit or loss is always shared in the ratio of capital brought in. Okay, so now let us apply this concept and try to solve actual AFCAT questions. Now read this question, pause the video for a minute and try to answer it on your own. Only when you try to answer it on your own, you will be very serious and you will gain all the knowledge. Okay. Now X and Y started the business with 1,44,000 and 1,62,000. So what is the ratio here? It is 8:9. Okay. So 8:9 and what is the sum? It is 17. Right. So the profit, whatever profit they get, that will be divided in the ratio of 8 and 9. Right. So here X got 3,400 rupees. So that is 8x. And when he one got 8, it means that the total profit is 17 times. 8 times is 300, 3,400. So what is 17 times? So here, since they are asking us what is the total profit, we need not work out what is Y's profit and then add it to X profit and find out the answer. No, you can straight away find out what is the total profit. Total profit is 17 times. So first of all, divide 3,400 by 8 and then multiply it by 17. That is the answer. So here it is, the total profit is 7,225 rupees. Option A. Now the next concept is in this ratio proportion, X is to Y or 1:2 or 5:10, whatever it is. It can be written as a fraction also. You have got a ratio m:(n). That can be written as m by n. You have got the ratio x is to y. It can be written as x by y. Right. Now further, again let us introduce another fraction in this fraction. Right. Again, suppose you have x as a by b and y as c by d. Then you can mention it as x by y, that is a by b by c by d. I mean a by b whole divided by c by d. Right. And we have got this cross multiplication concept. Right. So a by b into d by c. We will reverse the fraction and multiply it with the first fraction. A by b into d by c. We will get ad by bc. So when you have got two fractions, that is a by b to c by d, you can combine them as a ad by bc. Right? Now let us understand this with another fraction. P and Q brought capital in the ratio of 5/4 to 8/9. So instead of fraction, keeping it in fractions, let us try to put it in linear digits, linear amount. So 5/4 whole divided by 8/9. So it will be 5/4 into 9/8. It will be 45/32. So which is 45 to 32, right? So let us see how we can apply this concept in another actual AFCAT question. So here also read the question, take a minute pause, and please answer the question on your own. Only after a minute, please look at the solution. Okay. So we have discussed profit is always shared in the ratio of capital brought in. So here what is the ratio, capital ratio? 4/3 to 5/6. So immediately instead of fractions, to get in linear digits, linear sums, linear numbers, what we should do? 4/3 whole divided by 5/6, which is 4/3 into 6/5. So we get 24/15, and on simplification with 3, we get 8/5. So 8:5 is the ratio in which X and Y brought in the capital. After 6 months, X reduced his capital by 25%. So here let us change the percentages into fractions. 25% we know it is 1/4. So 1 minus 1/4 is 3/4. Right. So for 6 months, X capital is 1, and the next 6 months it is 3/4. So what is the ratio? 8/5. So X brought 8X amount. So first 6 months it is 8, and for the next 6 months it is 8 into 3/4, because he has reduced it by 25%. So 8 plus 6 is 14. So that is the capital brought in by X for the full year. And next, Y, what Y is doing? He is increasing the capital by 50% after 6 months. So it is 150%. 150% in fractions is 3/2. So for 6 months, Y's capital is 5. And for the next 6 months, Y's capital is 5 into 3/2. So 5 plus 15/2. It is 25/2. Right? So the capital is 14 to 25/2. Right? Again, since we got this in fractions, let us try to change it in the equal numbers. Right? When you have fractions, different fractions, try to get the fractions in the same denominator. Then the comparison will be easy. Now 14 as a fraction can be made as 14/1. So here what is the fraction? 14/1 to 25/2. Now to compare it easily, what we have to do? We should ensure that both the fractions are with the same denominator. So you have got 25 divided by 2. So let us try to multiply 14 with 2, and also 25/2 with 2, because when you want to change it, when you want to change the ratio, you should divide or multiply the components with the same number, or you have to increase them or reduce them with the same number. So it will be 14 into 2 and 25 by 2 into 2. So this is the ratio. So 14 into 2 will be 28. 25 by 2 into 2, it will become 25. Right. So here the final ratio is 28 to 25. How we got this 25? Another way, 25 into 2 is 50. 50 by 2 is 25. So the profit ratio is 28 to 25. And we are asked what is the vice ratio. So 28 plus 25 is 53. Vice ratio is 25 by 53 into what is the amount? 127 lakhs 20,000. So 60 lakhs is the vice share of profit. So the answer is option A, 60 lakhs. Now let us take up this time and work. Time ratio proportion and time and work, they are the easiest things to understand in arithmetic and easiest questions to solve. Right. The only concept, simple concept to understand in time and work is, if a person does a job in 10 days, it means he can do 1 by 10th of that job in a day. Same way, if a person can do a job in 5 days, in 1 day he does 1 by 5th of that job. Right. So what is the rule? Work done in 1 day is 1 divided by total number of days required. Right. Same way, if we say a person does 1 by 3rd job in a day, it means he takes 3 days to complete the job. So this is a concept. Remember this concept well. You can solve all the time and work questions very easily. Now, fractions and percentages we have been discussing. So we should be able to complete the, as per the question, we should be able to convert the fractions into percentages, percentages into fractions to solve the questions easily. So here we can do the job in 10 days. So his efficiency is always 1 day's work. So if he can do a job in 10 days, 1 day's job is 1 by 10. That means his efficiency is 1 by 10, 10%. 100 divided by 10 is 10%. Now, a person, a person W does a job in 20 days. So 1 by 20 is 5. 5% is the efficiency. Right. So using this method, we can even work out all the time and work problems orally. We can do only, we can solve the question in our mind and arrive at the answer. Right. Now, let us take up this integrated practice test. Now we have discussed what is this integrated practice test. 20 questions, 5 each from GK, reasoning, quant and English. Right. Now integrated test is that you will get after English question, you will not get same English question. You will get a quantitative aptitude question. After that, you will get a reasoning question. After that, you will get a GK question. After that, again, you might get a English question. Right. Why this integrated preparation? It is to do away with the surprise element. Right. Usually what happens, we try to spend our time in the same activity. Suppose you are solving reasoning questions. You would like to keep on solving reasoning questions. Suppose you are solving English questions. You would like to keep on solving English questions. But in the examination, what happens? After 25 English questions, immediately another section starts. That is, from English, you have to change over to another section, right? And even within the same section also, for example, in quantitative aptitude, you will get one ratio proportion question. The next question could be based on percentages, and the third question could be based on probability, and the fourth question could be based on number system, right? So you should get rid of the surprise element. That is, be ready to tackle any type of question from any section. So that's why in this integrated practice test, the questions they are not from the same subject in any sequence, right? And then how to make best use of this test, right? So these are the points, instructions and points, guidelines. Attempt every question. Do not skip any question. If you do not know, try to answer it. Try to work it out, answer it. And spend only maximum of 1 minute. Because 20 questions, so you can afford to give 1 minute to each question, right? And as we have discussed, we are taking up this practice test to get rid of surprise element. Next, we are in early stages, so it is a learning which is important than getting all the correct answer. So do not get disheartened if you cannot solve a question or if you do not know how to answer a question, right? Then this question, 20 questions, 20 into 3, 60 marks. So you should aim to get a minimum 50 marks. So after the test, you find out how many marks you got. If you got 50, fine, you can move to the next lecture. If you got less than 50, please revisit the lecture. Wherever you did not understand, try to understand it well. Okay, now let us start the test. Each question, please take a minute pause and solve it. After 1 minute, please unpause it. You will get the next question. And also, the answers are given at the end of this video. So all the best to you. Please take a minute pause for every question. So students, hope you have taken the test and got almost all questions correct. Please check your answers. If you got less than 50, please go through the relevant portions in these videos again and again, and let us take up a few more new sections in the next lecture. Till then, Jai Hind.